Welcome to my Pedalboard Rundown 2025. What you can expect from this video. Well, at first I'm gonna show you the signal chain of my pedalboard. Then I briefly introduce you to every pedal on this pedalboard. And with that, I give you some sound examples so you can listen for yourself. I've also put together the current cost of each pedal and for the whole board itself. At the end, we take a quick look into the future and what my future plans are, and if I'm planning any major updates on my current board. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So now we're in the top view of my pedalboard, as you can see. Just let me give you a quick rundown of the signal flow in this pedalboard. The first pedal in line is the Whammy DT. Then the next pedal is my Crybaby from Hell. And this goes to the input jack of my Ampero 2 Stomp, which is the heart of my pedalboard. And from there I have an effects loop on the left side. And in the effect loop I have the Boss DD500 delay. Then the Boss RV200 reverb pedal. I put the Boss FV50 at the end of the effects loop, because then I could control my digital delay and my reverb pedal with it. And it is at the end, so I could do some swellings with it. Most of the time I play with headphones or PC, and then I connect it to the USB output or to my headphone jack to play silently. As you can see, the foundation of it all is my Rockboard 4.2, which I like very much. It's very versatile and has a lot of space for my effects, which I think if you buy it at this point, it's approximately prices, I think around 150 euros. So now we're at the top view on the back of my pedalboard. The core of the backside is the Parma PW12 power supply, which allows you to power 12 pedals on your pedalboard. And you can even change the amount of voltage that is running into the pedals. I know it's a little bit overdimensional for this pedalboard, but I used to have this on my older, much bigger pedalboard, where I needed every of these 12 power supplies, but now I stick to it and I'm very happy with it. On the left you can see my RGB controller for the LED light, which I striped under the front and back side of the pedalboard. And as you can see, I try to manage the cables a little bit. And I attach the cables with small cable ties and secured them in some of adhesive sockets. And there are plenty more because I already built that pedalboard, I think 10 times from ground up. But now I stick to it for a very long time. But I left them there in case I would try to switch some things in the future. I already have them on the pedalboard. So this is it. Let's move on to the front side. So now let's switch to the individual pedals, and after a small explanation I will cut some sound examples in the end so you can hear it for yourself. So first in line is the Digitech Whammy DT, which is an iconic pitch shifting and detune pedal. It has true bypass, and you can also use it to tune your guitar down or up. I don't use it that much, but when I use it, I don't do more than 2 or 3 steps up or down. Most time I'm tuning it down, obviously. But I think if you do more than 2 or 3 steps, it sounds so unnatural. I could barely use it. On the left is the feature that I bought it for. It's the Whammy feature, so you can choose it with this knob. Almost in 90% of the times I either use the dive bomb or the 2 octaves up function. And with these pedals you can put it on or off, and you can switch it on momentarily, the right side. And I think if you buy it now, it's about 270 euros new. Next pedal in line is the Dunlop Dimebag Crybaby from Hell wah pedal, which I like very much. You can customize your sound in a very specific way. On the left side, I don't know if you could see it, there are 3 knobs to shape the tone. And on the right side there's a big switch you can use, and also there's a switch on the bottom, the red switch, which I think it's a small volume boost for solos, but I don't use it. And I think if you buy it new, you can get this about 250 euros or less. So I like it very much and I play it very often, even though I'm not good at it, but I like it very much. And to use it, you have to press hard on it and then it's active. So you can even adjust the strength of the foot switch. You can have a tool and you can adjust it here. So it's very cool pedal. Next in line is the heart of my pedalboard. It's my modeler. It's the Ampero 2 Stomp from Hotone. And it's a compact but yet powerful multi-effect processor with a, I think, very good amp modeling. I tried a few, but this one was, at least in my opinion, the best I've tried. And I think it has the best user interface, at least in the price range of it. I bought it for around, I think, 400 euros. If you buy it now, you can get it for around 400 to 450 euros. And I really like the effects in it, and I really like the ability to load all your own IRs in it. There are some very good IRs in it, but I tend to use my own IRs, which I bought from other websites. And you can really dig into it, and I probably use 20% of this unit. And it's mind-blowing what you can achieve with it. There's plenty of options. It's really insane what you can do with it. And it sounds amazing in my opinion. The only bad thing I have to say about it is the built-in pitch shifter. I don't think it's usable. I think it sounds horrible, and therefore I use the Whammy DT because it's much, much better. And here are some sound examples from it. The next pedals in line are the pedals in the effect loop of my Ampero 2 Stomp, and the first one is the Boss DD500, which is a digital delay. I think it's their flagship model, but I'm not sure about it. And you can choose different modes on the left side, and you could go in every parameter and change it with the knobs, and it's extremely powerful. But I think on the same hand, it's a little bit confusing to use, and you really have to dig into it. But once you manage to learn it, it's a very nice delay in my opinion. But if I'm honest to myself, it is a little bit of an overkill, because in 90% of the time I either use the standard mode or I programmed a patch to hold a note and simulate some kind of a freezing pedal, and I use it for sometimes ambient stuff, and therefore I only probably use 5% of which the unit is capable, if I'm being honest. But nevertheless, I really like it. I wanted to have it and I didn't regret it. And I think if you buy it now, it's a little bit over 400 euros if you buy it new. So the question about the Boss DD500 is, do I really need it? No. Could I live with the digital delays in my Ampero 2 Stomp? Probably. Do I still want it? Hell yeah. I think it's one of the best and versatile delays on the market, except for Strymon, at least in my opinion. But I really like the DD500 and it's a very good delay pedal. And here are some sound examples from it. So the next pedal after my DD500 is my reverb pedal, the Boss RV200. It's my latest pedal. I just bought it, I think, a month ago, and I always wanted to have a standalone reverb pedal. I looked at the RV500, but then I thought the DD500 is already an overkill, and mostly I use the room reverb or plate reverb. So I decided that I get the RV200. I bought it from Thomann. I'm very happy with the sound of the pedal. I think the 200 line is way more intuitive than the 500 line, because there are less parameters to control. But even though you get a great sound, but you don't have to dig deep into the menus or could change 300 parameters, and I don't need that for reverb. Mostly I'm dialing in two, 3 knobs and I'm ready to go. So it's very handy for some ambient thing or some clean guitar stuff. And if you buy this pedal right now, I think it's about 220 euros. Plus or minus. And now I will show you some sound examples of the pedal itself and something together with the DD500. So the last pedal in the effects loop is my volume pedal, the Boss FV50H, which controls the digital delay and my reverb. And it's at the end of it because I like to do some swellings, and therefore I put it at the end of the line. I think if you buy it right now, it's around 80 euros. And I think it has a very smooth volume control. I think it's very durable, like I think all Boss pedals. And it has a very smooth action. So you could control it very smoothly with your feet. And now I will show you some sound examples where I control the DD500 and my RV200 with my volume pedal. So that was my pedalboard rundown for 2025. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Let's take a quick look into the future. At this moment, I'm not planning any major updates on my pedalboard because I'm really happy with the way it sounds and with the form factor of my current pedalboard. And the last thing I've changed was the reverb pedal I wanted to have, and I swapped out a compressor pedal and the tuner pedal, the Boss TU3. And considering that 90% of the time I only use the capture of the 5150 amp in the Ampero to Stomp, I think it's more than enough what I have on my board right now. I think the most pedals on my pedalboard are just for fun, like the Whammy and like the wah pedal. And I really like how that sounds and how it feels. And at this moment, I'm not planning on any major updates on my pedalboard in the near future, but we'll never know. And if you liked what you saw, consider subscribing, hit that like button, and maybe till next time, bye.